Welcome, guys. Good morning, Silicon Valley, and good evening, Sand Valley. Great to get a chance to spend some time to talk to you guys again today. So, today, again, continuing to dominate, I think the news is this constant battle between AI and whether or not, we are going to continue to exist as leaders or as entrepreneurs, and how will this work out? I want to talk about a slight nuance to this conversation, though, that I think people are really missing, and I think it's so critically important if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business leader, if you're running a department, running an organization, that you really grasp this concept. And let me talk about this in a broader sense of agentic AI, but I want to really pinpoint it and break it down. When you think about how AI is spreading and what is happening with artificial intelligence, one of the things that you see is you continue to see organizations adopting and driving this technology to improve their quote knowledge base, right? You see great study out from Microsoft, I believe, and McKinsey that came out recently that said that, listen, 90% of organizations are using AI to improve their knowledge base or to improve knowledge work, right? They're going to use it for knowledge work. Yet, only 15% trust it to make decisions. Here's the thing. What happens when knowledge or information becomes abundant, becomes free? What becomes the value? When knowledge is free, judgment is scarce. Judgment is what ultimately drives and comes and becomes the top of the heap. You see, this is the problem that you and others are missing, that you have to solve for. It isn't that the value isn't in the fact of just being presented with a bunch of information, a bunch of data. Value is happening once you make a decision, judgment. Now, what's our role in that? How do we see that playing out? You see, when you think about why you engage with a ChatGPT, you go to a ChatGPT, you go to your favorite LLM because you don't understand, or you lack what? You lack context. So when you're asking it a question, if you knew the answer, you wouldn't be talking to it. So most of the cases, you don't understand exactly what it is, the full context of what I'm asking. That's why I'm asking the LLM. So it gives me back an answer. But here's the thing. What am I looking for? I'm looking to make a decision in many cases. I'm looking to make that call. Well, there's no person, there's no human behind that LLM that I can pick up the phone and say, hey, I got to ask you a question. Am I getting this context right? That was the case until now. Agentic AI is about just that. It's about not building a simple LLM. It's about building a natural extension of you, a partner, a capable teammate to help you ultimately do what? To make a decision. So we created U Squared, and I launched this. I talked about this last week. We wrote a book, obviously, U to the Power 2. But those of you that know me, a book is great in theory, but I need to put it in action. I want to put it in principle. And that's what U Squared does. Every agentic AI identity on U Squared, every single AI identity is what? Is backed by a real person. That is so critically important, because if you lack context, you can get knowledge. Knowledge is free. Information is there, but you need to make a decision. You need to make sure that you're understanding the context of that information. And that is why ensuring that you can talk to a human is so important. The other thing that's critically important is there's no accountability. You see, an LLM is just giving you an answer. There's no accountability. Once there is a person behind that identity, there is an innate sense of accountability because it represents me. And because of that, I want to be accountable. I have a different sense of innate accountability to ensure that what its message that it's delivering to you is accurate. The last thing I want to talk to you about, so very important, is again, when AI makes knowledge open and free, and that's what you're seeing, right? You're seeing that everywhere. You're continuing to see it everywhere. What is the goal that these LLMs are trying to achieve? You see, the goal of an LLM, while you go to a chatbot, or you go to ChatGPT or any LLM your choice, the goal of that LLM is to give you a correct answer. That's the goal. You see, the goal of Identik AI, the goal of U Squared, is not to give you the correct answer, it's to give you your answer. I call this decision equivalence. That's what our goal, that's what we've been working on for years to build. When we built the book, U to the Power 2, and we built U Squared, and we launched it last week. It's not about just giving you the right answer. It's about giving you your answer. It creates an identical double, an identical twin of you that brings how you think, how you speak, how you act. In other words, it is designed to is so powerful. That is what scales. So I really think as you think about moving on and you think about how you're going to use and you think about where does AI fit, understand that it is just a knowledge tool. That's what it is. It's democratized information, right? And yes, it's there to give you information. Yes, it's there to give you data. Its goal is trying to capture the correct answer. But in many cases, what you need to do to make a decision is you need to understand that human's thought process, because there's many ways to get right. You don't want just the right answer. You want their answer. You want the knowledge. You want that experience. You want that understanding of what that individual will do. And that is at the crux of what U Squared, what we do, what we ultimately bring and deliver to you. When we say it's identical twin, we take your ability to think, all that knowledge. We take how you communicate, how you speak, what words you emphasize, your body language, right? And how you actively execute things to put that into your identical twin, which constantly learns and feeds, to allow someone who wants to engage with you. Maybe you're not available in the given 24 time span. Maybe you're not there. You allow someone to be able to still not just gain information, but to gain access to your judgment and how you think and how you speak and how you act. So that's what this, in my opinion, that is what is missing in this great debate that we find ourselves talking about the role of AI in humans. AI is going to make judgment so strong, so powerful, so important. That's really is really at the end of the day gonna make this work. I'm going to tell many of the folks that are joining, we got some folks that want to say hi to them. I'm excited. Thank you for joining. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your thought process. Appreciate everything that you're doing. Keep coming up with all the great questions that you guys ask me each and every day. I love it when I'm walking in Dubai or something, and everybody stops me and says, "Hey, Joseph, what do you think about this?" Or, "Hey, Joseph, can you help me out with the career decision I'm making?" Always here to do that. But I'm telling you guys honestly, if you have not taken the time to check out usquared.ai, honestly, I am telling you, this will probably be one of the biggest, most productive decisions you've ever made in your life if you get an opportunity to create your identical twin. It's a huge productivity improver. It's a huge extension of your abilities, and gives you an ability to get a different perspective. One of the biggest things, and I'll close on this, one of the most amazing things that came across as we have rolled this out and had different people interact with their identical twin is people say, Joseph, I never knew I came across that way. I never knew that that's kind of how I communicate. And I lots of great things I like about it, but I want to change certain things. One of the things that came out of creating your identical twin is that for the first time, it just doesn't allow you to see yourself like a mirror would. It allows you to experience yourself as others would experience you. And that in itself is a huge, huge learning and can be a huge transformational tool in your leadership toolbox. All right, with that, I will leave you guys. Have a great evening. Sand Valley, Dubai, we love you. Silicon Valley, you're just getting up. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys next week. See you later. Bye-bye.